Namaste, namaste, and welcome to day 22 of our June challenge to do a bit of yoga every day. And I'm back in the garden because it's another gorgeous day, although it's much cooler because it was nearly frosty overnight last night, despite being the first day of summer. So hopefully the sun will continue to shine and we will enjoy our sun salutations outside, or I will enjoy my sun salutations outside. So come to standing on your mat. Let's do a little centering first today. So standing in any comfortable position for you. Feel whatever's on the floor, whatever's in touch with the ground that you're standing on or sitting on, if you prefer to sit for centering. Feel the parts of your body that are connected there and allow them to feel that connection strongly to move downward. And then particularly in the center of the foot, the instep, become aware of the touch of air between your body and the floor. And lift there, allowing the body to find its way to tall, to lengthened, but without gripping or holding anywhere in particular. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Gaze at one spot if you prefer. Notice how your body's feeling. Any areas that need a little extra care or attention during your practice. Notice at least one area of the body that feels ease, space, light. And then notice your breath, the breath that you're breathing right now without any kind of control. When you're ready, you can gently deepen your breath, engaging across the navel to exhale completely, inhaling into the sides, the back, the chest. Exhaling long and slow, relaxing the face and shoulders, engaging over the navel. Inhaling long and slow and deep into the rib cage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Exhaling long, slow, deep and complete, engaging across your navel. Keep breathing in this way. Filling the body with prana, preparing for our practice. Feeling the space throughout the torso as well. After your next exhalation, gently draw your chin to your chest. Feel that length down the back of the neck, wherever you feel it. And if you want to, you can roll your right ear to your right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. So rolling side to side. If you want to, you can make full circles with your head, but just take care not to roll too far back. Do what feels useful for the front of the neck and the top of the chest, instead of focusing on how far back your head goes. Reverse your movement. And the next time your chin comes to your chest, bring your head back to center, opening your eyes if they've been closed. And we'll come to standing with a little wider stance if you've been standing with your feet together. Bouncing the knees, maybe just shaking a little bit in the body. And after a little shake, your shake can take longer if you want to, turning it into Kati Chakrasana. Nice twisting. And here the object isn't to twist as far as we can, but to just begin to mobilize the spine. Going a little bit side to side, softening the shoulders. Engaging just enough. Thank you, Big Bob. Engaging just enough across the belly and the buttocks and the pelvic floor for a touch of support there. Letting your head follow the movement. Having the energy of throwing your cares away or letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Oh, Big Bob just wants to join in. And then when you're ready, you can gently allow your movement to become smaller and smaller until you're back to standing steady in the middle. And then here, rolling your shoulders. And in the opposite direction as well. Yes, Big Bob, we hear you. And then if you want to do a little bit more for the shoulders, fingertips onto the shoulders and making bigger circles with the elbows. And in the opposite direction as well. Let your head move as well, if it wants to. And when you're finished, just relaxing the arms down to the side. Give anything else that needs a wiggle, perhaps interlacing the hands and rolling the wrists. And then when you're ready, you can come to the front of your mat. We're going to still do sun salutations today, but we're going to do them slightly differently. We're going to do what I call a Julie Martin inspired sun salutation. So doing a little bit more wriggling and moving and more focused towards a pandiculation kind of stretch, that sort of rippling stretch through the body. So at the front of your mat, take your Tadasana, turn your hands forward, lengthen through to the crown of the head. Feel that gentle engagement through the center of the body to lift. Inhale here and exhale here before we start. Inhale again. Exhale the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up and open the front of your body, or just reach up is fine, that's enough. Make sure your buttocks are engaged here, and then on your next exhalation, just lifting your belly to fold forward and down. In your first forward bend of the day, doing a little gentle swaying of the upper body from side to side. Relax the crown of the head towards the floor. Maybe a little support with the fingers, or if your arms are further away from the floor, just holding elbow to elbow or letting the arms sway in space, that's okay too. Whatever works for you. And then in your center, see if you can just wriggle through your upper body to get a little bit more length. And then here, hands onto the floor, soften the knees as much as you need to, and step your right foot back to wherever it goes. So we're going to move the left foot out to the left and have it outside the left hand. And then here, just stirring the hips in a circle. So in your lunge, you come into the more lunged position and the more hamstring lengthened position as you rock around the left foot and stir the thigh bones in the hip joints. We'll go the opposite way as well. And just doing what feels good to you. It's a more mobilizing practice than the normal lunge. And it's just for our first lunge of the day. And then when you're ready, you can bring your left foot back inside the left hand, place both hands down, lengthen the back knee, and come into plank pose. From plank pose, we're going to take ourselves into a downward facing dog. So on the first round, I shall demonstrate the waving vinyasa with the knees on the floor, because it's quite nice to do that. So from knees onto the floor, taking the hips towards the heels, like an extended child's pose or a puppy dog, forehead towards the floor. And then to do your waving vinyasa from here, round through your spine. Keep looking at your knees as you lift your hips away from your heels, shoulders come towards the hands. As the shoulders are over the hands, open your chest, soften the elbows, take the hips towards the floor and look forward. Imagine you're dragging your elbows or the heels of your hands back towards you, still tucked under in the toes, so we're active in the legs, the buttocks, and then rounding through the spine, looking down, lifting the chest and the hips away from the floor and the hips towards the heels. Let's do one more. Pushing off the toes to round through the spine, looking back towards the knees until the shoulders come over the hands, and then looking forward, opening your chest, soft elbows, dragging the heels of the hands backwards, pressing into the knees and the feet, and then pressing through the arms to move the hips back again. And from this puppy dog, we're going to come into a full downward facing dog and just allow a little bit of undulation, walking through the backs of the legs, a little turning of the head from side to side, perhaps doing whatever suits you for your dog. And then to move forward, a little bouncing. So we'll bounce 3 times on this first round, but then we'll just do 1 bounce. So hips towards heels, bending the knees a lot. Press off the toes to move the shoulders forward. Once, bounce back. Twice, bounce back. 3 times, bounce back. Step the right foot forward as you bounce the hips forward. We're just going to open the chest as we look forward, and then free the back knee. Find some buoyancy there, so some power to press off so you can bring the left foot forward to the hands. Hold your forward bend. Maybe roll your wrists a few times. Shake your head from side to side slowly. And when you're ready, inhale, look forward, lift the belly, lift the arms, lift the chest. And exhale the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale as you release the hands, palms turned forwards, lengthening. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body by lifting first and opening if you want to. Buttocks working, space between the shoulder blades working. As you exhale, soften the knees and fold forward, hands to feet and head to knees. Inhale, step the left foot back to wherever it naturally goes, knee to the floor, and move the right foot to the outside of the right hand. And then stirring circles with your hips. So you might want to do something that looks slightly different to this, that's okay. Moving around on your right foot can be a useful way to articulate the right thigh bone in the hip socket. Going the opposite way as well. I find when I go the opposite way, I focus more on the back leg. That's okay too. Just allowing the right foot to be as free as it needs to allow the movement. Very good. And then from here, bringing the right foot back inside the right hand, pressing the hands down, lengthening the back leg, coming into plank pose. Look slightly ahead of your mat. And from here, we're pressing into downward facing dog. I'm so conditioned to do knees, chest, forehead, I nearly did it then. So downward facing dog, and we will drop the knees to the floor for this first round unless you want to do your waving vinyasa from down dog. So here, waving vinyasa, pressing through the toes, rounding through the spine, opening the chest, looking forward, drawing the elbows and the heels of the hands backwards to open that heart space just a little bit more. Firm in the buttocks and then pressing through the hands to move yourself in the opposite direction. Coming into your puppy dog pose, forehead almost on the mat, press through the toes to round through the spine, moving forward in your waving vinyasa, opening your chest, and then pressing back the opposite way, lifting the belly and the chest away from the mat. From puppy dog, just uncurling the legs. So your chest is already back, your upper body is already long. Just a little bit of wiggling here, a little bit more wiggling if you need. And then we'll bounce forward 3 times. So hips to heels, press off the toes to bounce the shoulders forward and back. Bouncing forward and back. Feel the power from the legs. And this time, as you take the left foot forward, inhaling, opening your chest, looking forward, exhaling, both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. And then inhale to come up, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms. And exhale, hands to heart. Release the arms to the side. Roll the wrists as needed, adjust shorts. And we're ready for round 2. So in round 2, we're going to do the lunge, but we're going to sway it backwards and forwards. So we're going to keep it moving, but not in a circular direction, just in a linear direction. Turning the palms forward, inhale. Exhale the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body, firm belly and buttocks. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Soft knees as needed. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, and let your breath find a natural rhythm. From here, we're going to press through the front leg to move the hips backwards. So it's almost like a hamstring stretch for this left leg, and then press through the right foot to move the hips forwards. And we want to keep enough engagement in the back of the body, particularly the right buttock, so we don't sag the hips to the floor. Press through the left leg to move back, press through the right leg to move forward. Allow your neck and your head to respond to the movement. You don't have to go quickly, you can go nice and slowly. And sometimes you'll want to keep the left toes pointed downwards, and sometimes you want to let the left toes lift. And that helps to lengthen through the ankle as well. When you come forward this time, placing the hands, releasing the back knee, lengthening into that back heel, and coming into plank pose. Just holding for a moment in plank. Then we're pressing back to downward facing dog. And in downward dog, doing any little wrigglings that suit you before we do our waving vinyasas. So dropping the hips towards the heels, you can do it from knees on the floor as well. Pressing off the toes to round through the spine. As the shoulders come forward, open the chest, dragging the heels of the hands backwards. Soften the elbows, but knees soft as well, but only on hands and feet. So up dog variation. And then from here, bending the knees to take the hips back towards the heels and into downward facing dog. From here, we're bouncing forwards just once and then stepping, so hips to heels, bounce the chest forward once, and then inhale as you step the right foot forward, lengthen the left knee down, and we're just doing a little gentle lengthening backwards and forwards, pressing off the right foot to move the hips backwards, pressing off the left foot to move the hips forwards. Doing a few of these, just as we did on the opposite side lunge at the beginning, and sometimes keeping the right toes down and sometimes lifting the right toes. Just working with what feels good to you. There's no need to get into a full hamstring stretch here. We're just beginning to explore that motion. Next time you come forward into your lunge, open your chest, lift the back knee, just get a little bit buoyant on that back foot and step the left foot underneath the body into a forward bend. Take a deep breath in and out here. And then inhale, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms, and exhale the hands to the heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms facing forwards, adjusting clothing as needed. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. Maybe that means a gentle backward bend. Exhale, folding forwards, hands to feet and softening the knees if needed. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat, and we're still swaying backwards and forwards. So again, we'll do 3 of each, 3 heel down, 3 toes down. So we do 6 sways in total. And that should be quite good. There we are. And again, there's no need to get anywhere in particular. There's no need to straighten any legs. When you come forward this time, freeing the back knee from the mat and taking the right foot back to the left in plank pose. Feel that your plank is nice and high, that you're lifted in your center, your chest, pressing the mat away from you, engaging across the shoulders, pressing the heels back as well to engage in the legs. And then from here back into downward facing dog. Maybe just stepping the feet ever so slightly closer towards you. A little wriggle in your dog as needed. From here in downward dog, doing 1 waving vinyasa. So dropping the hips to the heels, rounding through the spine, knees on the floor if you would like to, opening your chest as you drag the heels of the hands and the elbows back. Soft elbows, soft knees, firm buttocks, firm belly. And then rounding through the spine to move back the way as well. From this downward facing dog, bouncing the hips forward once, shoulders forward rather, and then bouncing forward with your left leg. Right knee comes to the mat. And we're just going backwards and forwards 3 times with the toes up and 3 times with the toes down. I like to alternate between the two, just because I do. You can do it any way you like. Super stuff. And I have to say I prefer toes up personally. Opening the chest as you look forward, free the back knee, press off that back foot to move forward into a forward bend, turning the backs of the hands towards the floor, rolling the wrists as needed. And when you're ready, inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Lovely job, releasing the hands. We're on round 3. We're going to do a slightly different variation in our lunges, but apart from that, everything the same. Turning the hands forward, inhaling, exhaling, hands to heart. Oh, it's gorgeous out here. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, exhaling, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, and then just allow your breath to fall in its natural rhythm. This time, we're going to move the hips back, flirting with this extension of the left leg, and then wiggle the hips from side to side. And as you do that, pivoting on the left heel, and your knee can be bent, it's not a problem. Pivoting on your left heel, you get a stretch around. There are 3 hamstrings, so we want to lengthen. We don't really want to stretch anything. We want to find length and space and release in those muscles. Coming forward into your lunge again, just taking the opportunity to put your hands down, lengthen the back leg, and step your left leg back into plank pose. A nice firm plank, nice and strong here, and then from here, pressing into downward facing dog. If you need to wriggle anything out in your down dog, then do that. And then we'll take a waving vinyasa. So hips to heels, round through the spine, open the chest, soft elbows, soft knees. So you support with muscles, not joints, and then rounding back the way. From this down dog, bouncing the shoulders forward once, and then with the right foot, coming into a lunge. And this lunge is just a normal lunge. We'll take a deep breath in here, free the back knee, deep breath out as we come into a forward bend. And then inhaling to come up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turned forward, left side. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, open the front of the body, firm in the buttocks. And exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat, and then let your breath find its natural rhythm. Press the hips towards the heels, and with the toes up or down as you choose, right knee as bent or as straight as you like, just wiggling from side to side. Just trying to find spaces that a straightforward linear lunge cannot find. So just a little bit of articulation here. And when you're ready, coming forward into your lunge, pressing the hands, taking the right foot back to the left so you're in a nice strong plank pose, pressing the heels away, pressing the mat away, giving yourself some lift, and from here into downward facing dog. And wiggling in your down dog, particularly, you'll know if you've overdone it. And actually overstretched hamstrings are as much of a problem as shorter ones. Short ones are often not a problem at all if you adapt your movement. From here, a waving vinyasa, soft knees, dropping the buttocks towards the heels, press off the toes to round forward, opening your chest, soft elbows, soft knees, maybe a little sway from side to side. Nice. And then coming back this time, lifting up through plank and into downward facing dog, or hands and knees if you're doing a knees down variation. Bouncing the hips forward once and stepping with the left foot as you come into a lunge, opening your chest, inhaling here. Press off the back toes to exhale both feet to the front into a forward bend. And then inhale to come up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Lovely job. Release the arms, relax the hands, relax the wrists rather, make any adjustments to clothing, and we'll begin round 4. So similar sort of thing, but we'll maybe do different lunge variations today. So turning the hands forward as you inhale, exhaling hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and as you exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, and then just let your breath find its natural rhythm. So we're going to press the feet away from each other to come into an upright lunge. And here, just move in the lunge. So with an upright body instead of forward, moving slightly backwards, slightly forwards. So the legs are doing all of the work. The arms are no longer there for support. We need to be firm in our centers to be able to support here and use the feet as we go backwards and forwards. Could be here all day. Coming into a lunge that is feeling supported, so not as far as you can go, which is not helpful, but just feel supported, feels opening in the places where the body is perhaps a little short of space when you're sitting in a chair. Take a deep breath in here, deep breath out. Let's do one with the arms over the head. Deep breath in, opening your chest. Deep breath out as you place the hands down. Lengthen the back leg, come into plank pose. Nice. From plank pose, moving into downward facing dog. And from down dog, a waving vinyasa. Hips to heels, round through the spine, opening the chest. And here, perhaps a little rocking backwards and forwards in your up dog. And then from up dog through plank, if you can, into downward facing dog. Taking a moment to wriggle anything that needs wriggling. And then we'll bounce forward once with the shoulders and once with the right foot. Open your chest as you look forward. And then free the back knee. Bring the left foot forward to the front for a standing forward bend. Just give yourself a sway if you need a sway. I feel inclined to sway right now. So from the center, inhaling up and exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling left side, palms turned forwards. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And exhaling as you fold forward, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down, press into the feet to bring yourself into an upright lunge. Just let your breath find its natural rhythm. The chickens, it's quite early still here, and the chickens are laying eggs. That's what they're talking about. So in our upright lunge here, just moving yourself in and out of the lunge, using the power of the feet. Notice, and the legs. Notice if it's different on this side than it was on the other side. You can put your hands wherever feels good. Feeling that stability in your center. And then when you're ready, coming into your lunge, not too deep, to where you feel you could hold it perhaps for a few deep breaths, or maybe even a few minutes. Breathing in, taking the arms up, opening your chest. Breathing out, hands either side of your front leg. Breathe in as you free the left knee, and breathe out as you come into plank pose. From plank pose, breathe in into downward facing dog, and breathe out here. Drop the hips to the heels, waving vinyasa. Breathing in as you roll forward. And here, a little side to side action. So still firm in the buttocks and the belly, and soften the elbows and the knees. When you're ready, through plank, back to downward facing dog. Hopefully you were just breathing, not waiting for some instructions. Wiggling in your down dog as needed. Then dropping hips to heels to bounce forward once with the shoulders and once with the left leg. Open the chest as the right knee comes down. Exhaling both feet to the front, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, turn the palms forward. Exhale, hands to heart, round 5. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee down. Press into the feet to come into an upright lunge, and of course, allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. So here, we're just doing a little articulation through the spine, but in this lunge position. So you can be in your lunge to a point that feels useful for you. Try to avoid the extreme of the very deep lunge here. Reaching the arms out and up. Catch hold of the right wrist with the left hand and draw it over to the left side. So a little gentle side bend here. And if in your side bend you want to explore going a little bit deeper into your lunge and feel what happens in the front of the right hip, the hip flexor, just making sure it feels supported, and then releasing out as you come back to center, releasing the arms. Here, taking cactus arms, drawing the shoulder blades back towards each other, the elbows moving to the sides of the body or slightly behind if you can, still lengthening in the neck, don't protrude forward with your chin. A little twist to the left, and once you twist, a little fold of the left elbow towards, right elbow towards the left knee, and then press through the feet to come out. And then we're going to reach the right arm down behind us for the right heel, the left arm over the head into a half camel pose. This is one of my favorites at the moment. Firm in the belly and the buttocks and the legs, and then cartwheel the arms forward. So you come into plank pose. And from plank pose, we're just going to do a little side plank, dropping the heels to the right, lift the left arm up, making space between you and the floor, firm in the belly, firm in the buttocks, and coming back to plank pose. From plank, moving into downward facing dog. Whew. Take a rest in your down dog. Maybe it just feels so restful after all of that. And then one waving vinyasa, hips to heels, rounding through the spine, opening the chest, just a normal up dog here. And then from there, maybe through rounded back into downward facing dog. Bouncing the shoulders forward once, and then with the right leg. This time we'll take the left knee down and make some big circles with the right arm. And we want to still be supported in the feet. 3 backwards, one forwards. Look to the front, free the back knee, and step your left foot forward. Anytime you need to, feel like you can wiggle out and take a deep breath and sigh out through the mouth. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the hands, palms turned forwards. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. And exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee down, let your breath find its natural rhythm. Press the feet away from each other to come into an upright lunge. And then here, we want to find that lungy space where we could hang out indefinitely. We feel really supported. Reach the arms over the head, catch hold of the left wrist with the right hand, pull up and over to the right. And once you're in your stretch and you can feel it from the front of the right thigh across the front of the left thigh, across the front of the left hip, then you can explore how far into your lunge feels useful to go. So we don't want to get too intense, we don't want to overstretch, but maybe just a little bit more open. And then coming back to center, release the arms down to the side, take cactus arms, and first twist, rotating upright to the right, and then from your twisted position, fold left elbow towards right knee. And then from here, pressing the feet away from each other, come into your upright lunge, take the left arm down behind you to reach for the left heel, pressing into the feet, firm in the belly and the buttocks, reaching the right arm over the head, not so steady on this side, and coming all the way forward, cartwheeling the arms down to either side of the front foot to step into plank pose. Feet are nice and wide apart. Take the heels to the left, reach the right arm up. Keep that space underneath the body nice and firm and lifted, and breathing. And then coming back into plank pose and back into downward facing dog. And in your down dog, take as much time as you need to. Maybe you want a child's pose, it doesn't matter. Just taking an opportunity, wiggle what needs wiggling. One waving vinyasa, rounding through the spine, opening the chest. And pressing back through plank or through a rounded back as you choose. Taking a few more moments in your down dog, making sure that you're soft in any places that need to be soft. Bouncing the shoulders forward once. Bouncing the left foot forwards. Take the right knee to the mat. Right hand stays down. Nice big circles with the left arm. Feels so good. And then the opposite way too. Free the right knee, sorry. Press off the right foot to come forward into a forward bend. And here, maybe turning the backs of the hands to the floor, holding elbow to elbow, making wrist circles as you choose. Deep breath in and sigh out through the mouth. Lovely. And then inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Release the arms. We're just going to adjust for clothing. And my hands are slipping a little bit. I did put some chalk on my mat, but it seems to have disappeared. And it's all good. I'm going to move slightly backwards to see if that helps. So we'll do round 6. Why not? We're here. We may as well. Little difference in the lunge. We're going to do high lunges this time. So turning the palms forwards, inhale here. And exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And exhaling as you fold forward, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale, stepping the right foot back, keep the knee off the mat. And here we're in our first high lunge. So we're just exploring how it could feel to be in a high lunge. So bending the front knee so it's over the front foot. Doesn't matter where, as long as it's not too far forward. And then pressing into the heel of the right foot, firming the right buttock and the right thigh, bringing the hands to the top of the left thigh, and just opening your chest. And that's all. We're not looking for any more support than that. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then release the hands down to the mat and step into plank pose. From plank pose, come into downward facing dog. Make any movements in your down dog that feel good. Maybe a little turn of the head from side to side. Then one waving vinyasa, knees down if you want to, hips to heels, waving through the spine, opening the chest, and here a little bit more of a twisting up dog. So nice and buoyant in the wrists, the elbows, the knees, and from the center, coming back through plank or with a rounded spine into downward facing dog. In down dog, just taking a few moments to paddle, paddle, and then bouncing the shoulders forward once and the right foot forward on your second bounce. Keep the left knee off the mat, left hand down, and doing that lovely twisted upright lunge. 3 arm circles backwards and 1 arm circle forwards. Turn to the front, open your chest, free, well, not free the back knee, but find the buoyancy from the back leg to step forward into a forward bend. Take a deep breath in, sigh out through the mouth. And then inhale to come up. Reaching up and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turned forward. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and exhale as you fold down. Inhale, step the left foot back, find a natural rhythm of breath, press into the feet, firm that back leg, feel that the quadricep is working. Make sure you've got your knee right knee in a place that feels supported. Press into the feet and bring the hands to the top of the right thigh. And here, just opening your chest, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then placing the hands down and stepping back into plank pose. Lovely job. From plank pose, we're going to press back into downward facing dog. Wiggle anything that needs wiggling. Take a waving vinyasa, hips to heels. Roll through the spine. Open the chest. And a little sway of the upper body here if you want to. You don't have to. Firm in the buttocks. When you're ready, through plank or through a rounded spine into downward facing dog again. Taking another little wriggle. I feel like I've missed something, but maybe not. Who knows? We're going to bounce forward once with the shoulders and then once with the left leg. Keeping the right leg, knee up, right hand down, pressing the feet away from each other. Nice big circles with the left arm. 3 backwards. 1 forwards. And then open your chest as you inhale, press off the back leg. Exhale, both feet to the front. Deep breath in and out through the mouth. And inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely, light aircraft in the air. It's nice to see so many people out and about again. Okay, I need to adjust my mat. We've done, I don't know how many we've done, 6. Must be on round 7. Okay, so here we go, round 7. We're going to do something slightly different as we come into the lunges with straighter legs. Whew. So turning the palms forward, standing tall, inhaling, exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and exhaling as you fold. A little softness in the knee, maybe a little sway of the upper body in your forward bend. Just wriggle anything out from the back of the body before we step back with the right foot. So the hands will come to the mat. You're going to step the right foot back, but try to keep both legs long. So here, We're on the ball of the right foot, so you haven't turned the right toes out too much. You're not aiming to get the heel down. Maybe you can, that's great. So here with the fingertips for support, bending both knees, but only just towards the mat. The right knee still off the mat, and then lengthening both legs. You can extend through the left heel if you want to. Bend both knees, open your chest, right knee hovers, lengthen both legs. One more. Bend both knees, lengthen both legs, and then from this pyramid position, hands to the mat, step the left foot back. Come into the lunge if you need to, that's no problem at all. From your plank pose, we're going to press the chest back towards the thighs, into downward facing dog, wriggle anything that needs wriggling. And you'll know if you've ever done it, it will be apparent. One waving vinyasa, rounding through the spine, opening your chest. And then coming back through a rounded spine or through plank pose if you choose. From your downward dog, bouncing the chest forward once, bouncing the right foot forward. And here we've just got an opportunity to do a little bit more of just lengthening the front leg and then bending just the front knee. So we're getting an openness on the left hip flexor. So lengthening the front leg, bending the front knee. One more, lengthening the front leg, bending the front knee. From this bent knee position, high lunge, just rocking backwards and forwards so that you can step the left foot forwards. Make any wriggles that you would like to make in your forward bend. And then inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the hands, palms turn forwards. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, but legs are long up onto the ball of the left foot. And then we've got the hands for support on the ground. We're going to bend both knees to hover the left knee off the mat and look forwards, and then lengthen both legs. Bend both knees and lengthen both legs. One more, bend both knees. Lengthen both legs, and if you can here, getting the hands flat on the floor and just creating enough space to move your right leg back, or from lunge, no problem at all. In your plank pose, just making sure it's a nice firm plank, then moving back into downward facing dog. Make any movements that feel good with your spine. Little wriggles, little turning of the head from side to side. And then from down dog, waving vinyasa, just one. Opening the chest. And coming back through plank, or possibly back through hands and knees, or a rounded spine. Soften the knees to bounce the shoulders forward once, and then bounce the left foot forwards as you open your chest. And then here, we're lengthening the front leg, and then just bending the front knee. So feeling firm and lengthen the back leg all of the time. Lengthen the front leg, bend the front knee, lengthen the front leg, bend the front knee, open your chest, get a little bouncy on that back leg to step the right leg forward, turn the backs of the hands to the mat, hold elbow to elbow, give a little wiggle, whatever feels good. Deep breath in and out through the mouth. And then inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms facing forwards. Round 8, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back. And now from a high lunge, with your breath doing whatever it does, we're going to lengthen the back leg, press into both feet, bring ourselves upright. So if you want to, you can leave your hand on your front thigh, as we did in round 6. But here we're going to try to raise the arms over the head, keep that real firm center, and firmness in the feet. And bend the right knee almost to the mat, and then lengthen through both legs. So both legs long, like we did the previous round, but with the hands down. Bend the knee almost to the mat, lengthen both legs. Bend the knee almost to the mat, lengthen both legs. Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, this time, bending the knee almost to the mat, then hands down either side of the left foot and step into plank pose. Whew. Fantastic. From plank, let's come back into downward facing dog. From down dog, one waving vinyasa, hips to heels, rolling forward through the spine, opening the chest, soft elbows, soft knees, firm belly and buttocks, back through plank or through rounded spine to downward facing dog. Making any movements here that feel good, maybe softening both knees, wiggling the hips from side to side if that feels good to you. I'm having a neck roll. That's nice. From here, bouncing the hips forward once, bouncing the right foot forward. We're just going to step straight forward. So keeping that buoyancy in the back leg, stepping into a forward bend. Turn the backs of the hands for a deep breath in, sighing out, then inhale to come up. I have to admit the sighing, exhale, hands to heart. It's probably only necessary for me because I'm outside and it's so hot. But if you don't feel the need to sigh, you don't need to. You can keep it inside, it's no problem. If there's nothing coming up to release, you have no reason to let it go. Okay, adjusting the shorts, let's do the left side. Turning the palms to face forwards, inhaling. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And exhaling as you fold forward, hands to feet, head to knees. Inhale, step the left foot back. And this time we're going to bend the front knee, press the 2 feet away from each other, and try to lift the body away from the floor. Hands can be on the front leg if you want to. Firm in your feet, your belly and your buttocks, reach the arms up, lengthen the front leg, and then bend both knees. The left knee hovers off the mat. Lengthen both legs and bend both knees. It's pretty toughy. Lengthen both legs, bend both knees. And I think we need to do another one. There we go. So from here, taking the hands to the mat and stepping into plank pose. Make it a nice strong plank before you move back into downward facing dog. Wiggle in your down dog anything that needs wiggling. Slowing it down, taking a couple of deep breaths. And then from here, a waving vinyasa, hips to heels, round through the spine, open the chest. And when you're ready, rounding through the spine or through plank pose, back to downward facing dog. From here, bouncing the shoulders forward once, bouncing the left foot forward, keeping the right knee long, just opening the chest, then getting buoyant on that right foot to step the right foot forward as well. Take a deep breath in and out in your forward bend. And when you're ready, inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Release the hands down, turn the palms forward. Round 9, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knees long. And then from here, bend both knees towards the floor. Well, bend the right knee towards the floor, both knees, and then rise up into a lunge with the knees bent, the right knee hovering. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, hands down either side of the left foot. Come into plank pose. Here we're going to do knees, chest, forehead, because it's a really nice way to move the body in the opposite direction. Point the toes, come into a cobra pose. So firm the belly, firm the buttocks, open the chest, but feel a little bit more support in the low body. Exhale into downward facing dog and wriggle through your down dog. And then from here, We can bounce the shoulders forward once and bounce the right foot forward. We're going to keep the left knee up and just do one arm circle backwards, one arm circle forwards for a little bit of a change, and then step the left foot forward to the right. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turned forward. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back. Legs are long, breath is going in a normal rhythm. And then bending both knees to, she says, rise up into an upright lunge with the left knee coming close to the mat, but not on the mat. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more, deep breath in and deep breath out as you place the hands down either side of the front foot, coming into plank pose. From here, knees, chest, chin, or forehead. Inhaling cobra, opening your chest. And then exhaling, downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, just wriggling a few times. Then dropping the hips to the heels, bouncing forward once. Bouncing forward with the left foot. Leave the right hand down, one big arm circle backwards. One big arm circle forwards. Open the chest, step the right foot forwards. Coming into your forward bend and then inhaling to come up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Round 10, a very simple, standard, normal sun salutation. By normal, I mean traditional Shivananda based sun salutation for our last round, because we've worked hard. We deserve what will now feel a little bit like a rest, particularly on day 22 of our sun salutations. So standing tall with the palms turned forwards, opening the chest. We'll hold down dog for 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body. And exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, opening your chest. Hold your breath as you come into plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, let's take cobra here and hold cobra for a moment just to sway the upper body from side to side. We'll do wide arms on the other side. Shoulders down, elbows tight to the body. Back to the center. Coming down to the mat if you want to, pressing up through plank if you need to, into downward facing dog. And holding, she says, I need to find a less slippery piece of the mat. Holding for 5 breaths, or 3 if you prefer. Inhale, lift the belly. Exhale, hold it in. Inhaling, shoulders down. Exhaling, palms, heels, fingertips into the mat. Inhaling, lengthen through the backs of the legs. Exhaling, tipping the tailbone up to the sky. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, bouncing forwards if you want to, or just simply softening the knees and inhaling as you step the right foot forward, opening your chest. Exhaling, both feet to the front, hands to feet and head to knees. Inhale to come up. And exhaling, hands to heart. We'll go a little slower on this round. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching up, firm in the belly and the buttocks. As you exhale, fold into a forward bend. And here in your forward bend, just a gentle sway from side to side with your upper body. Maybe soften your knees, maybe feeling gentle releasing. If you want to, you can hold your full forward bend pose. Because you're at the end of the practice now, your body is going to be the most open it will be during the practice. If you're holding the full pose, take care to move with your breath, draw your belly muscles in, Lengthen that space between the shoulder, lengthen that space across the chest towards the thighs. When you're ready, releasing the hands to place them down, stepping back with your left foot, knee to the mat as you open your chest. And then from here, taking both hands to the mat, coming into plank pose. From plank pose, knees, chest, chin, and we're going to do a wide cobra. So taking the hands wider on the mat, forehead to the floor, firm the low body down, then press into the hands to open your chest. And here, if you want to, you can just sway from side to side. If you want to do a little bit more, you can make a bigger twisting motion from side to side. Many of you will know this is one of my favorite cobra variations, and Julie Martin inspired as well. She's my favorite teacher currently. Coming back to the center and releasing yourself to the floor. We're going to take the hands underneath the body and come back into child's pose. So wide leg child's pose, toes together, knees apart, forehead to the floor. Taking a couple of deep breaths to begin with. Maybe try turning the palms upwards. Gives a different opening across the chest. Sorry, not the chest, the shoulders. Then when you feel that opening has had its effect, you can tent the fingertips of the right hand, lift the head and chest a little, slide the left hand underneath the body so that the left shoulder and ear comes to the mat. And you can soften the right arm down too. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Tent the fingertips of the right hand, lift the arm just to slide yourself back to the center. Settle in the center, forehead towards the mat. Reach the elbows as far away from you as you can. Bend the arms at the elbows and place the hands on the upper back, or that space at the base of the neck. For a couple of deep breaths here as well. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Reach the hands long, tent the fingertips of the left arm. Lift to make space to slide the right arm underneath, taking the right ear and shoulder to the floor. Softening the left arm down for a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Tent the fingertips of the left hand. Slide yourself back to the center. Reach the arms forward. And then if you want to do Anahata Asana, you can, coming up to bring the knees towards each other, reaching the hands forward from the position that they were in, padding them forward, then taking your heart towards the mat, chin or lips or forehead to the floor, reach, or in that general direction, and softening your heart down for a couple of deep breaths. You can turn the toes down if you want to, keep them turned under if you prefer. When you're ready, just gently rounding through the upper body to lift, pad your hands back towards you, just enough to bring yourself into hands and knees, and from hands and knees we'll come into downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, just taking a little moment to undulate, loosen anything that needs loosening. If you prefer to hold still, that's fine. You can bend the knees, wiggle the hips from side to side. You can wiggle through the shoulders. You can drop the heels to one side to do your squatting dog. I quite like that, particularly on this last round. Maybe 3 times on each side. Gives us a little bit more side bending action, which although we did a little of in general, we don't do a lot of in the what's the word? Sun salutation, that's the one. Okay, coming back to the center, bouncing or stepping the left foot forward. Did we do one? I think we did. No, I can't remember what we did on the other side. So if we did something on the other side that involved taking one arm backwards and one arm forwards, doing that. If we didn't do anything, then don't do anything. Apologies, I've gotten a little bit distracted by those child's poses. Stepping forward into a forward bend, taking a wide leg forward bend. Gentle sway from side to side. Soften the knees. I was taken by the moment, guys. Sorry about that. Holding elbow to elbow or draping the fingertips or floating the arms, whatever feels good to you. Maybe in the center, allowing the crown of the head to hang down for a gentle shaking of the head, no. Nodding of the head, yes. Soften the knees. And then roll your shoulder blades down the back and do the same thing. Shaking of the head, no. Just slowly. Nodding of the head, yes. And then when you're ready, feet a little bit closer towards each other. Bending the knees deeply. Drop your weight into your heels. Scoop the belly in, round up through the spine. As you come up, hands to heart if you're dizzy, or reaching the arms out and up, lifting the chest towards the sky, and finish with your hands together at the center of your chest. Take this moment to feel yourself coming to a standing upright position, standing on 2 feet. Feel grounded, feel centered. If you're outside, feel the breath of air on your skin, the touch of sun on your skin. When you're ready, you can bring your chin towards your chest. Feel that length down the back of the neck, between the shoulder blades, across the shoulders perhaps. Smile to yourself, not just because you're awesome and happy and strong, but also because it releases your chest, your throat, your jaw. And then when you're ready, raising your head, releasing your hands, opening your eyes, taking in your surroundings, adjusting clothing as needed. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will leave you to do your own relaxation and limbering out. I'm a sweaty mess, so I'm going to go and fix that up and do my relaxation too. I hope you enjoyed this practice. I hope to see you again. Namaste.